Hello Red Case listeners, welcome back to our channel that discusses true crime stories that really happened around the world. We hope that you are all in good health and kept away from danger. Today, we dive into a story that starts as a picture-perfect marriage but ends in heartbreak, betrayal, and justice. A story of faith weaponized, love corrupted, and a mother's relentless fight to uncover the truth. This is the voice of Matt Baker. He's just found his wife, Kari, lifeless in their bedroom. Beside her, a typed note that simply reads, "I'm sorry." But there's just one problem. Kari didn't write that note. This is the story of the case of Kari Baker. Matt and Kari Baker were once the golden couple of their Texas community. A respected Baptist pastor and a devoted teacher. Together, they raised two young daughters, Kenzie and Grace. To outsiders, their life seemed idyllic. A strong marriage grounded in faith. Smiling family photos. Sundays spent in church. School functions. Holidays surrounded by loved ones, but behind the smiles, cracks were forming. April 7th, 2006, Matt returns home late after running a few errands, renting a movie, getting gas. When he arrives, something feels wrong. The bedroom door is locked, unusual for Kari, when he forces it open. His world seemingly collapses. Kari is lying on the bed, unresponsive. A typed suicide note sits on the nightstand. Matt frantically calls 911. My wife's not breathing. Please send help." But by the time paramedics arrive, Kari is gone, and within minutes, so is any chance at a real crime scene investigation. Texas law allows the justice of the peace to determine cause of death over the phone. Without ever seeing Kari's body, without an autopsy, without toxicology, her death is ruled an overdose, a suicide. No thorough investigation, no real questions, just tragedy. Wrapped in paperwork. In the days following Kari's death, Matt becomes the symbol of grace through grief, standing in the pulpit just a week later, delivering an Easter sermon about strength and faith, appearing on television, featured in magazines. The community rallies behind him, but not everyone is convinced. Kari's mother, Linda Julin, knows something is wrong. My daughter would never leave her girls behind. Never. Linda starts digging. The typed note is filled with spelling mistakes, something Kari, a teacher, would never make. Only 10 crime scene photos. Far below normal protocol, the bedroom looks too clean. Too staged, then. Something chilling. Kari's phone is still being used after her death. The call logs show Matt's number. Matt claims he gave the phone to a church member in need. But to Linda, it feels like a lie. As suspicion mounts, Matt makes a shocking decision. He packs up his daughters, Linda's granddaughters, and moves them 200 miles away. A different city. A different church. A fresh start. Far away from Kari's family, from the outside, Matt looks like a man moving forward. A grieving father starting over, but behind the scenes, the truth refuses to stay buried. In an unbelievable twist, Matt doesn't shrink from the spotlight. Instead, he embraces it. A full-blown press tour. Matt sits down with ABC News, airing his side of the story to a national audience. There's no way I could ever have hurt my wife. I loved her. She's the mother of my children. And I miss her. I did not hurt my wife. He even includes his young daughters in the interview, dressed perfectly, sitting sweetly beside him, talking about their lives without their mother, to many viewers. Matt seems genuine. A broken man clinging to his faith, but to Linda, it's salt in an open wound. As if manipulating Kari's memory isn't enough, Matt weaponizes another family tragedy. 7 years before Kari's death, their second daughter, Cassidy, passed away from a brain tumor at only 14 months old. Matt now claims that this loss destroyed Kari. She couldn't sleep. The grief consumed her. She was depressed, He spins this narrative publicly, portraying Kari as fragile, unstable, unable to cope, but Kari's family knows better. Kari was devastated by Cassidy's death, but she sought counseling, leaned on her family, and remained a loving, dedicated mother. Matt's version isn't just dishonest, it's cruel. Public opinion is divided. Some believe Matt's polished image, the grieving pastor, but Kari's family never wavers. They are certain of one thing: Matt Baker is dangerous. And their granddaughters are living with a murderer. I'm angry. But we're more determined than ever. We will not stop until the truth comes out. Every investigation needs a breakthrough. For Linda and her team, that breakthrough comes from an unlikely place. Vanessa Bulls, 23 years old, recently divorced, a member of Matt's congregation. Just weeks after Kari's death, Vanessa is seen with Matt at his daughter's 10th birthday party. Linda checks the phone records again. Matt and Vanessa were in constant contact before and after Kari's death. Matt claims they were just friends. He was counseling her through her divorce, but the truth runs deeper. It's January 2010. Almost 4 years after Kari's death, Vanessa Bulls is subpoenaed. She must testify under oath. Prosecutors give her a choice: tell the truth and walk free, or face the possibility of charges herself. The courtroom is packed. Linda, her family, and Matt sit just feet apart as Vanessa takes the stand. Then, the truth finally spills out. Matt was a manipulative liar. He took advantage of me when I was vulnerable. What started as counseling became something else. Something wrong. In March 2006, 1 month before Kari died, she and Matt were having an affair. Matt would say things like, "Don't date anyone else. Just date your pastor." They kissed. They slept together. And every time, Matt would say, "It's okay. Just ask God to forgive you." But then came the worst revelation. Matt told me how he planned to kill Kari. Vanessa testifies. Matt said Kari took sleeping pills every night. He would crush Ambien and Unisom and put it into capsules. On the night of April 7th, he handcuffed Kari to the bed, pretending it was for intimacy. As the drugs took effect, he smothered her with a pillow. When Kari gasped for air, he pressed down harder. He told me he wanted it to look like an overdose. He typed the note himself. He said no one would suspect him because she was so depressed. Vanessa had asked, "Why not just divorce her?" Matt answered, "If I divorce her, I could never preach again. But if she dies, people will support me." He told me he wanted it to look like an overdose. He typed the note himself. He said no one would suspect him because she was so depressed. Vanessa had asked, "Why not just divorce her?" Matt answered, "If I divorce her, I could never preach again. But if she dies, people will support me." Finally, Matt is sentenced. On January 21st, 2010, Matt Baker is convicted of murder and sentenced to 65 years in prison. A man who once stood behind the pulpit preaching about sin and redemption, now locked behind bars. During the sentencing, Linda faces her former son-in-law one last time. "Look at me, Matt. You haven't looked at me in 4 years. Look at me. You murdered the mother of your children." But the most tragic victims are Kenzie and Grace, those sweet, sweet babies. Today, Linda and Jim have full custody of Kenzie and Grace. Grace, now 12, is artistic, plays piano, and loves the band. Kenzie, almost 17, is preparing for college. I hear Kari's laughter in them. I see her every day. She lives on through her daughters. Kari Baker's light was taken too soon, but her spirit endures. This is a story of justice delayed, but not denied. A reminder that even when evil hides behind the face of faith, truth will always find a way to the surface. Thank you for watching Red Case. If this story moved you, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us bring more stories like Kari's into the light. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember, Not everything is what it seems.